absolutely love the quote that you put on Instagram the other day about mastering the things that take no talent.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean to you as you enter your 11th season in the league?
I mean, for me, I feel like that's something, I learned in college under Jim Tressel, and I feel like I've carried that, throughout my career. I've always felt like I wasn't the most, athletically talented guy. While, I'm not no slouch, but there's definitely guys that run faster, jump higher, have some more natural ability to me. And for me, the way I always level the playing field is just my ability to prepare, my ability to have enthusiasm, to fight, to play hard, and effort. And all of those things, when going against talent alone, give you a chance to win. And in a league where everybody's talented, when you're looking for things to separate yourself, you can't really develop something that's God-given, but you can develop those things that don't take talent. And the list of that is long. And so really when you look at success, especially in this league, it's free and it's out there for whoever wants it. If Julio Jones jumps over you, those are things that you can live with. But everything in between that, your technique, your alignment, your assignment, all of those things, you can put yourself in the best position to win. And so for me, that's always what I harp guys who are trying to figure out how to make it in the league with the Julio Joneses, the Alshon Jeffries and D-Jacks, is do the things that you can control and that don't take any talent, and that'll give you a chance.
Where does that enthusiasm come from for you personally going into your 11th season?
I'm just grateful. I think this game, every time I step on the field, I feel like I'm blessed to be able to do this at this level for as long as I've been doing it. It's a blessing. And so for me, you can't take days lightly. Every time we step out here, we got an opportunity to improve. We got an opportunity to compete. And at the end of the day, do what we love to do. And so, how don't you have energy, when you have that perspective?
After a tough practice, 2.5 hours yesterday, the pads went on, live hitting for the first time, and yet today in practice, you're sprinting first one out there on the field for every drill. You're not allowing yesterday's tough practice to allow today for guys to be able to slouch.
Yeah, well, that sprint to the ball for every drill is something I do no matter if it's a light day, strong day, and that's just a reminder for myself to get to the ball. Me and Brandon Graham race, to see who gets to the ball faster, and it's just a mentality. And so when you build habits like that, it really doesn't matter what the scenario is, how tired you are. That's the standard you built, and when you're trying to compete, oftentimes you're able to push through those tough times.
We won't tell BG that you win the vast majority, if not all, of those battles.
He has a couple of days where he'll win, but yeah, I've been doing that. I picked that up when I was in New Orleans with Tracy Porter and John Vilma, and it's something I started doing here, and BG's the only one that's picked up on it.
I noticed, we're about half an hour after practice here. You guys have been working the jugs. You've been doing different route drills and footwork drills, and then you took all the young DBs to the side just to show them different things. It looked like you were showing like quarterback mechanics and the plane of the throwing motion. What are the things that you're trying to do there in those moments where you're not in the middle of practice, you're not in the film room per se, but still having the opportunity to tutor the young players?
Yeah, so every day personally, I try to work on one aspect of my game. And usually if I, hang back and do something, I think Trey Sullivan was the first one, and okay, he's going to do what I do. Then next thing you know, it's a crowd of guys. And so I'm just sharing to them what I'm working on, how I look at, quarterbacks and how I set my angles and things like that, how to just steal another step. And, I think it's something that can help them, obviously, as we move throughout camp.
When it comes to special teams, notice that, again, 11th season, that you're still out there. I mean, obviously special teams is a huge part of the game, and Dave Phipp coordinates one of the best units in the entire league, but the fact that you're out there speaks volumes. Why is that so important for you?
Well, for me, it's not. I don't feel like it's something that I'm above, and I know how significant special teams plays are when it comes to the impact of a game, and I think we've had the top unit for a long time because we have guys like myself. Your best players are playing on special teams, and I think that just makes us a better team. It makes us, compete that much more, and I'm able to show some of the young guys, the things that I'm doing, that I'm seeing. So when I do step out and they step in, there's no drop off.
Has Coach Pearson or Coach Phipp ever said, we want to rein it back? Has there ever been?
All the time. I think even this year they're trying to ring it back a little bit. But, there's still units that I want to play on. Even if it's not every single one, we might rotate. Just because, for me, if I can rack up another 5-6 tackles, why not? But, you definitely want to be fresh. But at this point, I've done it so long, it's normal.
How encouraged are you by Rodney's development? The fact that yesterday he was out there for some 7-on-7, those one-on-one receiver DB drills, how encouraging is that for you?
I'm really excited, not only for Rodney, but Ronald Darby, hopefully Jalen Mills sometime soon, because our room is really, really deep, and we already have, some solid packages with Sandeo coming in, the Sue outside, and Sidney Jones, Avante Maddox, all these guys playing. But then you add back these guys into the mix, adds so much more depth, so much more competition. So we're excited. Definitely encouraged to see Rodney, coming back, because I think he brings a little bit of a dynamic playmaker on the back end of our defense, allows me to be a little bit more versatile. So I think it helps.
We saw some of those 3 safety packages out there today, and Trey Sullivan working as a 3rd safety. What have you seen from him in his development? Because he steadily made progress as well in his first couple of years.
Yeah, I think so. From the day he got here till now, it's night and day. I think we're still trying to push him to be a little bit more consistent and to show up. Not just he's to the point where he's in his right spot all the time now, but we want him to start making plays and start really being a factor out there, because we think he can do that. And so it's just about, getting that, seeing the game, trusting your instincts, and going. We're still developing that with him, but I think he's growing every time he steps on the field.
With all the injuries that happened in the defensive backfield last season, is it now sort of the payoff, the silver lining, because Sewell got all the experience, yeah, Avante played all those different roles, that now you're able to have a much deeper room going into this season? Yeah,
I think, last year's nightmare turned into this year's dream, where last year we were scrambling, had a bunch of guys with very little experience, out there kind of thrown into the fire, growing on the spot.
You're coaching on the spot.
Right, but now here we are with that same group that has now had a whole season under their belt. They're, and it shows, they're a lot more, acclimated to playing out there against the ones. And then we're adding back the veterans that we had before. And so, you look up and our room is really, really deep. It's a lot of competition. And it's exciting to watch.
You talked about working on quarterback angles out here at practice. What are you seeing from Carson? That he's fully healthy. Yeah. He got to have a normal offseason, and he's out there from the start of camp being able to work with that first-team offense against your defense.
Yeah, he looks good. I think, for us, or what it seems like is they have so many weapons at their disposal. It's just trying to figure out what the offensive identity is going to be. Is it a 2 tight end look? Is it spread? But all of these different things, they're working through the situations, and he looks good. He's making the checks at the line. He's doing everything you want to see out of a quarterback, and that's definitely encouraging.
My last question is, with all those receivers you mentioned, it seemed like last year, if a certain young player made a big play in practice, you'd be like, all right, he has a chance to push his way onto the roster. Whereas this year, it's like, you look at all those veterans, it's tough. It's stacked.
Well, I think what it looks to now is you want to see what these young guys can do on special teams. And so while all of what they do on offense, defense looks great, and the reality is the best way for them to make the team is to have an impact on special teams. And then they can work themselves up into another role. And so we're really, really looking, when you're the 5th, 6th wide receiver or the 7th, 8th DB, what are you doing on special teams? Are you making those plays on special teams? Because then all of a sudden, those things show up where you have a real shot of making a squad.
I know the coaches and training staff are trying to cut down on the soft tissue injuries this year, the hamstrings, the quads, the calves. I'm seeing acupuncture appointments for everybody. It seems like guys are talking about stretching longer. Has it been effective? It seems to be effective so far.
Oh, yeah. And everybody's mindset, it helps the mindset a little bit too, because you don't feel like you just got to, I got to save myself, because we ain't got no bone tomorrow. Today was a bone because it's a light day. Right. But this was how they wanted to do a camp this year. This is how we did it 2017. And I think, it's a really good method because, man, I know it's a grind, but, I want to get maximum days out of my players every day. And that's what I think they look, we're going to take away a little bit of reps, but I need maximum effort, so it ain't doing nothing but helping all of us.
How's your maintenance changed? Did you do acupunctures before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to. About the 4th year, I started being more consistent, But now, I'm Monday and Friday, massage, acupuncture. Started off right, ended off right. And then you just kind of go from there.
Stretching?
I stretch a lot too. I try to do sometimes after practice stuff, like run. But sometimes it's like, nah, I'm cool. I ain't gonna say I'm consistent there yet, but I try to run and practice every time. But, after practice, I do something here and there. It'll come though.
Brandon, we caught the tail end of your assessment of how Joe has been able to produce. What have you seen from him so far at camp?
I think Joe has done everything the coaches asked him to do, and then he's smart. He's a hustler. He go out there, run to the ball, and I think that he's a great teammate. You can't ask for a better guy. To go out there and root for. And I'm starting to see the change. I'm telling you, like I told him, you just keep on working, man. Everything will handle itself. People watch, and they know what they got. So, just trust yourself. Go out there and work hard, and don't try not to take no days off because you can't afford it.
It's good. I'm just continuing to try to work on, a variety of moves. Like you said, a counter, speed, and then a little bit of power as well. Every day just trying to work on them a little bit more on different guys and continuing to improve. So.
Is that something that had to change from the college level? Maybe you can get away with a little bit less?
Yeah, I'd say. You kind of just stick to what you're good at, in college. But once you get to this level, you got to kind of have an answer for different guys, I'd say. So, I'm just trying to continue to develop as a pass rusher.
He's a good interviewer, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
You're not like a monster-sized edge rusher. Is there? I might even ask you this before, but is there some kind of guy that you keep in mind, like a body shape and everything that's similar to you, that you can draw something from another edge rusher? Is there anybody like that out there?
I like to watch guys around the league.
Okay.
I mean, particularly in our own room, Brandon Graham and Derek Barnett are two that I watch the most, I'd say, because I'm watching them every day in film as well. But there's other guys around the league, Melvin Ingram, Yannick Ngakoue, a couple other guys that are kind of similar size, speed rushers that I like to watch. So.
Yeah, Brandon Graham how many tricks does he have?
Unlimited amount. I'm learning new stuff from him every day still. He's one of the best in the league. So I'm very lucky to be able to learn from him every day.
He has good bull rush too, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Mike Groh singled you out after practice as somebody that's turning a lot of heads. He's not the only one. How do you best put into words what you've been able to put out here at camp?
I feel like it's gone pretty decent so far. Made some plays, but also have a lot to work on. Every day there's stuff that I didn't do as well as I could have. And we have a long ways to go still, still have the preseason games. So I'm just trying to get better every day, continue to play hard, and control what I can. So
without giving too much away, what are some of those things that you're really zeroing in on right now?
Just kind of staying on my track on pass rush, taking the right, my footwork, I'd say, taking the right steps. Just little technique things, here and there in the run game and the pass game. I feel like every day there's something new I'm trying to work on. So it's been going overall pretty well, but like I said, a long ways to go.
How do you keep everything in check when you know that not only do you have the Philadelphia Eagles watching your every move, right? But this is one big job interview, essentially, right? How do you keep things in check and let your talent kind of shine through?
Yeah, I mean, it can seem, pretty big if you think about, all that stuff. So I just try to, focus on, the practice that day and, take it day by day and, play hard every time I'm out there, control what I can, and try not to worry about the rest,
Yeah, and you're really, you don't take a rep off. We watch your every move. We're one of them. How do you keep your body in check because of the rising temperatures? It's kind of, getting everything ready for the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to simulate camp, even in training throughout the summer. So just try to stay on top of it, with ice baths and recovery on our off days or the time that we do have off. Try to take advantage of that and take care of your body so that you can go out there and play well.
And finally, just the culture of this team. How would you best describe it? I mean, it's unlike any of the other clubs around the league. Why?
Yeah, I think we have a very close team, and the culture around here, everyone's willing to help each other. You have O linemen helping D linemen, you see D linemen helping O linemen. Everyone's here to help each other because we want to be as strong a team as we can. So I think us having that relationship with one another in the locker room goes a long way.
To be a good rookie, we always need our readers. We always need snacks, always need waters. I'm trying to help him learn the defense. He doesn't see it like I see it because I've been here 3 years, so I'm kind of learning more. But he's at the same place I was when I was a rookie, coming in all over the place. Jim they go no huddle, and Jim just spitting it out, and you got to be able to dissect it fast. So I'm just trying to teach him just to slow down. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the DB celebrations post-practice or post-stretches that you guys have incorporated?
Oh yeah, we kind of do like a basketball routine, a 3-man weave where we just pass the ball and then have someone dunk the ball. Yeah.
Is that something you just incorporated this year? Or
Nah, we've been doing it last year. We started up last year, and then this year now we just got a couple more guys into it.
I love it.
Rasul, I feel like when we look at around the league, even around like the NFC East right now, there's a lot of drama with a lot of teams. It doesn't feel like there's any drama in the Seagulls locker room. You guys are just kind of focused in on football. Why is that?
I think that's a good job with Doug. He keeps the guys together. Team events, we always bonding, stay in the same hotels. Kind of hard to miss on one, and we all do our own thing. Like DBs, we got our own group chat where we go out, we hang out, we always find things fun to do, and we just kind of keep communicating. So it just builds chemistry.
Dumb question. Is there a name for this DB group chat?
It's called the gang.
Why is that?
We all feel like family.
You've been locked in at left guard all spring and training camp. So what's it like getting reacclimated? Because when you were first drafted, you were billed as a versatile player who could fill in at pretty much any spot along the line.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing that since I've been here, but you just kind of go with the ebb and flow of the week, and I feel solid at left guard, and it was good to get some center reps in today. So it's nothing out of the ordinary for me, So it is what it is, and it's happened to be,
What's it like being able to focus at left guard? That once you got your contract extension, that you could say, you know what, I'm the left guard of this team for the future. That's where I could put all my attention to.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. It's just the less you have to think about on the field, the faster you're going to play, the better you're going to play. So that's all it is.
How important is it for you to have that contract extension, to have that peace of mind going into your fourth season, that you can just focus on football and have no other distractions outside of that?
Yeah, it's just peace of mind, man. That's all football is. Take out all the distractions. Play as stress-free as you possibly can, and then the game becomes just a lot more fun. And when you're playing fast and playing well, that's the goal.
I feel like your development over the last couple of years has been kind of underrated, where you've made incremental improvements each year, and I feel like this is the year where we're going to see what Isaac Seumalo is all about. Would you agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, man. I mean, I want to go out and dominate, but you take it a day at a time, and control what you can control, and really I focus on what's happening right now. I try not to look far ahead or think about the past, man. Focus on what's going on right now.
Can you believe it's year 4 already?
Man, it's gone by fast, man. It has, but it's been cool to, I think our group, especially our O-line and the team, we got such a special group of guys that, we're all not only close on the field, but off the field too, so it's been good.
What's an example of maybe a time or moment you guys have bonded away from the field to help develop that chemistry?
Yeah, man, it's just like, when we have time off, look at, hang out or go eat or, chill out, but it's not like cliquey or nothing, it's all like, it really is a family, and regardless of what happens on and off the field, guys got each other's backs.
What's the chemistry like between you and Jason there on that left side?
JP?
Yeah.
Man, it's good, man, try to have like a good, I think communication is the biggest thing, and so we're always talking about, different plays and different things we got going on and how to react to different things. So, I feel good about it. Myself, I get to play with like, Hall of Famer and then 3 All-Pro, future Hall of Fame guys. So, I try not to take all that, pressure or whatever, but, I know what the standard is for our O-line, and, so I'm trying to rise up to that every day.
I was going to say, are you hoping to join that so it's not, you, a Hall of Famer, and 3 All-Pros, that you can say it's 4 All-Pros?
I mean, long term, that's what I want. I want to be a dominant player, and but during the season, you got to focus in and lock in, one play at a time, and as soon as that's done, you just kind of go on to the next. I don't focus on all that big picture stuff until I actually have some time to look back on it.
You're a quiet guy. Do you just enjoy allowing your play to do the talking on the field?
Yeah, man. We got a lot of personalities, so I just I'll talk when I need to, but it's not a big deal for me to like go out of my way to say something. You know, I think try to leave my play to do that, and then you know, just keep to myself when I need to, and usually works out.
So is it a moment when Isaac speaks up that's like, whoa, Ike speaking up, you gotta, you know, heed caution, you gotta listen?
I don't know about all that. I just know, you know, especially in our room, we got so many great veteran players that sometimes you don't need everybody. Not everybody needs to talk. You know what I mean? Like, we got Kels, Wiz, Stout, JP. I mean, we got guys that have been doing this thing real well for a long time. So I try to choose, you know, specifically when I don't need to say anything. And most of the time, I don't need to say anything.
Last question: how special is Stout and your relationship with him?
Man, he's great, man. He cares so much about us, you know, the O-line, and he's dedicated, you know, to teaching us how to play well and how to work together. And you know, he takes care of us when we need it, you know, in terms of rest and recovery. So, and he trusts us, you know, because he knows we're really freaking good. So, you know, just like we trust him, you know, to put us in right spots, you know, he trusts us to take care of the little things and be professionals.